welcome to chair yoga. This is a 30-minute lunchtime yoga class. All you need for today is a chair. And then if you tend to get dehydrated easily, you can have some water nearby. Just make sure that it's easy to reach. Now today's class we're going to do all in the chair, so that if for those, because I record these, so if you're watching on YouTube, hey. So if you have trouble with standing of any sort, this will be a great class, a go-to class for that. So we're going to get everything done in the chair today. So we're going to start with in a seated position so that your spine kind of finds its neutral position. So for me that means having my feet on the ground, and so I just have to slide forward. When I bought these dining room chairs, I did not know they were not going to fit my legs. So I would slide a little bit forward, then my feet touch the floor. And then we're going to sit up, so that the spine is in a nice neutral tall position. Get your chin as level as you can. Relax the shoulders. Now you can rest your arms in lots of different ways. You can rest them together in the center. You can put one on each knee. The palms can be up. So whichever is going to be the best for you. For me, the easiest and most kind of calming is to put the palms down and just let the shoulders relax. Take a deep breath, and then as you exhale, just let that exhale linger a little bit on the way out. Just let it slow down. Not to the point of strain, but just a bit. And do that for a few rounds. Notice if your heart rate goes up slightly when you inhale. Does it come down when you exhale? So for me, sometimes the more breaths I take, the more calm I become, the more I notice that increase in heart rate on the inhale and that decrease in heart rate on the exhale. And that's something that's supposed to happen. That's a natural response, and it also indicates that our nervous system is calming down. Like the more we can create that distance, the more, so just with the breath, we can kind of create that sort of calmness in our body. There's other ways to help that, but we'll get to those another day. So if you're ready, you're going to drop your chin toward your chest and just notice how that impacts the back of your neck. Is there a difference on the left side or the right side? Like is one side a little tighter than the other? Now we're going to roll the head up toward one shoulder so that we go through this kind of range of motion with the neck muscles, and then back over that shoulder to the center. And then the same thing on the other side, just kind of roll the head up and over. Now be mindful, sometimes my shoulder wants to lift up to help. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. And we're just gonna move the head through that range of motion a few more times. Now, if you notice a place that feels sort of sticky or it has a little bit of a stitch to it, you can pause before you get to that spot and hold that stretch really well. So I've noticed one muscle on this side is a little bit tighter. So I'm just going to pause with that stretch and then keep going. And so you can sort of adjust the movement pattern to what you're feeling in your body. So we'll do one or two more rounds depending on how fast you're moving. When you get to the point where you're even on both sides, come on back to the center. We're going to let the head just float back up to neutral. Now keeping the chin as level as you can, we're going to turn the head so we're looking over one shoulder. And then we're going to come back. Try not to turn the shoulders, just turn the head. So we're looking over the other shoulder. Notice if there's a difference in the range of motion. It's not a judgment, just notice it. For me, it's easier to turn my head to the left. When I get to the right, I can feel resistance under my shoulder blade. So I'm just gonna do a really little adjustment, bring my shoulder blade down a notch, and then my range of motion increases. So you can just play with that notion one more time, and see what's true in your body. Sometimes scar tissue in one spot inhibits movement somewhere else. Now, once you're back to the center after having visited both sides the same number of times, pause right there. I'm just going to notice, so if there's anything that still feels tight or funky, you can come back to that if you like, and then otherwise you can follow me by lifting the shoulders up really high and then letting them fall. We're going to do that a few times. I like to let the arms dangle too. Drop them, lift them up really high, drop them one more time, lift them up really high, a little higher, one more time, and then drop them. All right, so now let's circle the shoulder blades. The arm bones are going to go along for the ride because they're attached, but you're going to push your shoulder blades out to the sides, bring them up, pull them together, and slide them down, okay? Push them forward, bring them up, pull them together, slide them down. Just keep going like that about 3 more times. Trying to increase the range of motion as best you can. Well, it might not increase. We're going to just do our best. All right, when you get to the bottom, we're going to pause right there. We're going to go the opposite direction. So we're going to push the shoulder blades together, lift them up, push them forward, bring them down. Together, up, forward, and down. Now, it doesn't matter if you're actually following this pattern, just make sure you move your shoulders in 2 different directions. Okay, one more time. All right, now that we're at the bottom, that feels good. We're going to do some work for our arms. So we're going to take the arms and just move them in a circle. So we're going to start with the biggest circles your arms will make. And it's just whatever range of motion you've got, reaching backwards, forwards, and up. Some of us might have a shorter range of motion than others. Go the opposite direction. One more time. All right, so now we're going to do a more medium or more moderate range of motion. So circle in the arms. I like to bend the elbows, straighten them out. Okay, go the other direction. I'm going to flip my hands upside down, bend my elbows, straighten them out. Just so there's a little difference. Now we're going to go for super straight. This is going to cause the top of our shoulders quite a lot of interesting sensation. So we're going to circle a teeny tiny little circle and feel the muscles that make that happen. Go the other way. It's a little tiny range of motion. Why is that so challenging? It is. Shake out your shoulders. Shake out the whole arm. I'm going to do one arm at a time because it's easier. Shake it all the way up to the shoulder girdle. Okay, other side. Shake it in. All right. Now feel that. Ha. Feels nice. So we're going to do some little circles with the wrists. So you're just going to circle your hands around and around and around. Go the other direction. All right, so now we're going to lace the fingers together, do these little kind of wavy moves. And go the other way. And then we're going to stop in the name of love, and we're going to pull the hand back a bit, stretch. So I'm holding onto my fingers. I'm going to stretch my thumb back as well, but I'm not holding onto that. Feels abusive. You can hold your thumb if it feels okay to you. Now drop the hand forward like that, and we're going to stretch the top of the forearm, and it helps me to bend the elbow a little bit. So you can check that out for yourself. Okay, so that guy, give that guy a little shimmy, and then we're going to do the other side. So we're going to stop in the name of love. We're going to pull back the hand, pull that thumb back on your own if you like. Feeling that on the bottom of the forearm, hopefully. For me, straighter arm is better for this one. And then the top of the wrist, we're going to stretch by pulling the hand a little bit back. And again, sometimes it helps me to bend that elbow a little bit. Pulls the other side of that muscle. Okay, give that a little shake. And then we're going to do little finger movements like we're playing imaginary keys on a piano. And then you're going to stretch the hands out really wide as you can. Get the pinky and the thumb as far away from each other as possible. Spread those center fingers out. Could not say that. Curl your hand in. Stretch the hand out. Get the center finger stretching. Finger and thumb, pinky finger and thumb as far away as you can get them. Good. Curl them in. Squeeze without hurting your palms. And then one more time, we're going to stretch them out. So I'm trying to take my index finger to the thumb. Right? And then the other finger's reaching out. Good. So we've got good movement in between the finger joints. All right. So we've done a bunch of work for our upper body. Now we're going to add some sun salutations to our world. So again, we're going to take ourselves into a position where the spine feels nice and neutral. You're going to lift your arms up. If you don't have room to go out to the sides, just take them straight up the middle. Nice big breath. Exhale, fold forward. So you're going to see how far you can put your chest towards your thighs. Put your palms on your thighs. And then we're going to do a cobra pose. So you're going to lift your heart forward, pull your elbows back. Don't overdo it with the neck. Sometimes there's a tendency to overlift the chin. Let that lift come from your breastbone. And then we're going to come back over and round the back. So pull backwards towards the back of the chair, hug your navel in, make your back as round as you can. Then we're going to sit up nice and tall, bring both arms up, stretch tall. Twist towards one side, doesn't matter which way you go. And then just pause there for a moment. Inhale, come back to the center. Exhale, twist the other way. Pause for the whole exhale. And then inhale back to the middle. So we're going to take this hand down. I'm going to put it right on my thigh and just side bend over. And then we're going to come up and do the opposite side bend over. Come up, reach your arms back behind you. Give it a good long stretch. And then return the arms back to center. Nice tall spine. Okay. Let's do that a few more times. So inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, cobra. Elbows back. Exhale, round your back. Hug in your navel. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist. Work with your breath. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side bend the other way. Inhale, come up. Reach the arms back, exhale. Return the arms to center. Good. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, cat. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, tall. Exhale, side bend. Oh, that feels good. Inhale, tall. Exhale, side bend. And then one more time. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, return to center. One more round. Reach up. Fold forward. Come in into cobra. And cat. Sit up tall, reach, and then twist. Reach, and twist the opposite way. Reach. We're gonna side bend. Oh. Reach. Side bend the other way. Oh, it feels good. Inhale, reach the arms back. Exhale, return to neutral. Good. Hopefully that felt pretty good. So I'm gonna do just some little rib movements, just back and forth, a little baby cat and cow, some little sideways shimmies with the ribs. Because it feels nice. All right, we're gonna take the legs out kind of wide, and we're gonna stay with this width for a little while. So make sure you just feel like you're sitting on your chair nice and sturdy. There's not anything that's kind of poking you in the, the back of the thigh or anything like that. It should feel like you're able to stay this way for a few moments. So we're gonna start with a little movement at the hip. So we're gonna take the one knee and drop it in, and one knee and drop it out, and then we're just gonna take it the other way. So for me, it's easiest to come up onto my tiptoes because I've got short legs, but that may not be necessary for everybody. So it's just back and forth, and all we're doing is a really subtle movement right there at the hip socket. Don't go too crazy. We're just getting a little lubrication in the hip socket. So in and out, in and out. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna do that one more time. Then we're gonna take one leg, put it in the center, and this leg is still out here. We're gonna pick that leg up if you can. If you can't pick this leg up, come back onto the tiptoe and you'll work with it right in that spot, okay? If you can pick your leg up, we're gonna take it and just rock it back and forth. Now this is where things get a little tricky. Can you put that ankle on top of the other thigh? And the answer to that question might be no. In which case, cross it over your shin, okay? It will still work. So now we have a nice, maybe a nice stretch right here in the kind of outer hip buttock region. So if you sit up tall and that is happening, you're there. If you don't feel anything, you can lean forward into this stretch or into this pose. Be mindful of any sensations in the side of the knees. So we want the knee nicely protected. If it needs to go down lower so that the knee doesn't have any trouble, put your leg lower. We're gonna take a few deep breaths here because this one can be a little spicy. One more big breath. Cool. Now we're gonna grab hold of this big toe and see if we can get the leg to come up, and that might be all that happens. Maybe the leg will go all the way straight. If that's ridiculous, grab hold of your thigh and then try to straighten out your leg. It might be ridiculous. Oh, it feels good. Okay, bend your knee and we're gonna circle the foot. And then we're gonna go the other direction with the circle. And then point and flex your foot a few times. Okay, now we're gonna take that leg out straight if we can, and then this knee out still bent. So we have one bent knee and one straight leg. Some people will be able to take the legs a little wider apart. Some of us are gonna have them closer together. So you're just gonna find the right spot for you. You're gonna take your elbow on the side with the bent knee. This is my right leg, right elbow, leg, left arm. So the right elbow is gonna come to the thigh, and then I'm gonna stretch the left arm up and then sweep it back, okay? Stretch it up, sweep it back. If your shoulder's not loving this, stay with one of the put positions, stretch it up, bring it back. We're gonna do it one more time. We're gonna stay with the up. So reach up over your ear if you can, lengthen through your spine, get nice and long. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to take that arm back, bring both legs back to that wide angle position, and do a little inside, outside with the legs. And just notice how your body feels. Is it different on the left side and the right side? Alrighty, so now we're going to take this right leg through that whole same sequence that we just did. So we're going to pick the right leg up. Maybe you're going to hold on to it. Maybe it's going to rest on the floor. Then we're going to rock it back and forth a bit. And I'm trying mostly to get the movement to happen right in my hip socket, okay? And then hug it in, and we can drop that leg across. So my shin is either resting on my thigh or it's resting over the opposite shin. Sit up tall. That might be enough sensation in your hip. Again, be mindful of any sensations in the side areas of the knee. Those can be very tricky areas. We want to keep the knee happy. Nice deep breaths. Last one. Okay, so we're gonna let that leg go. Again, you could grab it by its big toe and give yourself a stretch that way, or you can wrap your arms around the thigh and give it a stretch out that way, so you get a little bit to the hamstrings there. One more breath. And then you're gonna bend your knee and then turn the foot. the other direction. Okay, so we're gonna point and flex. I like doing work with my ankle, it feels good. 2 more. All right. So we'll drop that leg. That guy's going out straight, okay? The other leg is bent out here to the side. And again, you just find the range of motion that's gonna work best in terms of how far apart your legs should be from each other. We're gonna take so this is my opposite side, left elbow, left thigh. I'm gonna take my right arm and reach it out, and then I'm gonna sweep it over my ear, big breath, and then reach it back. Sweep it over the ear, reach it back. Sweep it over the ear, reach it back, and I'm gonna do it one more time, but stay with the over the ear, or you can stay whichever one is the right amount for you. So just stretching into that. Oh, because it feels good. It's one of my favorite poses. One more big breath. We're gonna come all the way out. We're gonna bring that leg back in. Now we've got a wide angle with the legs, and we're gonna take this into a forward fold. So you could just lean forward a little bit. That might be enough. You can put your elbows on both thighs. There are people who can fold so far in that their hands touch the floor. If that's easy for you, cool, do that. If not, stay with this more upright position. And feel yourself kind of lengthen through the spine, kind of press the sit bones back, excuse me. Press the sit bones back into the chair a little bit. Take deep breaths. All right, so we're gonna come up. We're gonna do a little bit of core work with our chair. Now, just a word of caution. If you are working on strength in your abs, you're gonna work at the level that you can work. If you go past that level, you'll start to feel this in your low back. Pain in your low back means that we're not supporting enough from the abdominal muscles, okay? So back up and re-engage the muscles in the abdominals. Just hugging in the muscles of the abdominals like you're trying to pull the sides of your waist in may be enough for today, okay? So we're gonna try some boat pose on the chair. I'm gonna turn sideways so that you can see what I'm up to, but you should do yours so the back of your chair catches your back, okay? So I'm gonna slide right to the edge of the chair, and then I'm gonna lean back and lift my heart, and then I'm gonna try to pick up one leg, and for today, that might be all that happens. If you feel yourself protruding your belly forward, you're gonna hug that belly back in, put your leg down, hug the belly back in, and then try again, okay? So we're really keeping that navel in tight. Maybe both legs will come up, and you can hold that steady. That might be too much. Put the first leg down, maybe the second leg can maintain, okay? If you've got this pretty well, you can add a little pulsation. Keep that low back strong. 2 more, 1 more, and then bring the legs down and pause. Now this is the best time because you need to feel what you're feeling. That sounds dumb, but seriously, let your body give you some feedback, okay? So notice, is my low back sore? If it feels a little like, ooh, yeah, then retrain, right? So we're gonna concentrate on that, drawing in the sides of the waist, pulling the navel back. If the low back, no problem there, but you can feel kind of that warmth that develops around your abdominals, cool, stay with those. So you can keep working with the boat pose a little at a time. It's a challenging pose. All right, so we're gonna do one more. One more little piece to our core, and that's gonna be a little bit of a lift in one leg and a little twist, okay? So again, I'm gonna show you this. I'll show you sideways and then I'll turn around. So we're gonna take one leg up and we're gonna twist towards it, try to tap the outside, come back, lift the heart, okay? And then we'll do the opposite. So lift, turn, tap, come back. Get tall, lift, turn, tap, come back, okay? tap, come back. 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 One more time. Tap, come back. Tap, come back. Notice where you feel it. So we should feel it on the sides of the waist. Okay? So if we're doing our core work right, we're going to feel it where it belongs and not in places where it doesn't. So take yourself back into your chair. We're going to do some yoga for the face. Now, the muscles in our face are connected to the part of our nervous system that is responsible for our ability to relax. And so when we hold tension in the muscles of the face, it makes it harder for our nervous system to relax, or it's an indication that we're not as relaxed as we might think we are. So we're going to play with the muscles of the face, and we're going to do a little bit of massage in certain areas to help with lymphatic flow, okay? So first, lion and lemon. So the lion pose, you're going to open your eyes as big as you can, stretch your face out really big, and stick your tongue all the way out. Lemon is like, oh, I just tasted something really sour. You're going to squeeze your face in really tight. Okay, so lion, lemon, lion, lemon, lion, lemon, one more, lion, lemon. All right. Oh. My grandmother told me when I was little, if I kept making faces, they would stick. You may not have been wrong. So now we're gonna do a little massage. I'm gonna use my ring finger for this because it's the least pushy. And so right above the eyebrow, right here, there are some lymph nodes that we're just gonna massage across. So we're gonna go from the place where your eyebrows meet when you scowl, right there, across the eyebrow to the temple, okay? So just go up and across. And it should be a nice, gentle massage. Like if you were at the store and you were trying to pick out, like, is this peach the ripest peach? You're not gonna jam your thumb into that peach. Be super kind. So just light, like you're testing out a peach. All right, 2 more of those. So this just helps get lymph flowing in the face, and it also stimulates a little bit of hyaluronic acid production under the skin. It makes us look a little bit younger, temporarily. So there's another set of lymph nodes right under the cheekbones right here. So we're gonna brush up to the ear right under the cheekbones. It's also just kind of nice. And you can give yourself this little massage each morning when you wash your face, and at night again when you wash your face. If you put it in your pocket, you could do that each day for yourself. Sometimes for me there's a little bit of stickiness. I've had an injury in my face, so I might pause and kind of massage a little bit as I'm going, okay? And if you feel a little bit of tightness or stickiness in that area, you can too. Okay, so one more time under the cheekbone up to the ear. All right, so now the lymph passages that drain down live right here. They go kind of in front of the ear and down the side of the neck. So we're gonna make a sweeping motion with our fingers, and we're just gonna sweep the lymph down to the collarbones. And then tap your collarbones and tap your breastbone, and that just settles everything and stimulates your thymus. Okay, so then notice how your face feels. Sometimes my lips will feel a little plumper because some of the tension has been removed, or some of the, there's a little hydrating factor that goes on there. It makes my lips feel a little plumper. So just find your way to a comfortable seat. We're gonna take a couple deep breaths, just like we did at the beginning. Just pause with how your body feels. So we did a very simple yoga class, comparatively speaking, all in the chair today. But does every part of your body feel like we got to it somehow or other? Notice if you feel more relaxed. You can say, thanks, yoga. Just feel a little gratitude towards our daily practice. thanks for joining me for chair yoga lunch break. Let's take a nice big breath together. Big deep sigh. Yogis, have a great rest of your day. And I always end my class with Namaste as a greeting to you for the rest of your day. So Namaste. And enjoy the rest of your day.